Hello folks, welcome to Ontario, an early spring day. An early spring day that's seen rain and snow and hail and wind, but hey, those May flowers are just around the corner, and aren't we all looking forward to them? Folks, before we get started in today's video, I want to tell you of a wonderful gift I received lately. An old friend that, wow, we haven't seen in years, dropped by out of the blue. This old friend, him and his wife, own a sign company, and they made this sign for us, Out of the House with Paul. Unbeknownst to me, he followed us on YouTube, and he thought we needed a sign. I want to say a special thanks, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this, to Will and Amy of springcollective.com. Check out their signs, they're incredible. And funny enough, a few years ago, my wife wanted to give a special wedding gift to a couple. So she found the sign company online, and they cut out a sign with a laser and shipped it, and it was wonderful. And unbeknownst to us, it was Will and Amy. Thanks so much, folks, again. I really, really appreciate it. Well, in today's video, folks, I want to talk a little bit about some pine trees, specifically some pine seeds. This cone is a white pine. It's a Pinus strobus. I could remember that from 40 some years ago in school. You'll notice how this cone is all open. All the seeds have been processed. They've all fallen out, and we're left with these cones. And of course, that's actually from a pine tree out here that I had planted years ago. Well, like that white pine, I want to plant some jack pine. In this part of Ontario, there are very few stands of jack pine. And interestingly enough, I read the other day that 25% of the annual lumber harvest in Ontario is actually jack pine, which really surprised me because, as I said, there's not a lot around here. And my wife and I like to go for buggy rides on a Sunday afternoon, and one of them passes through a little stand of jack pine. And I've grabbed a few of the cones. Now, jack pine, unlike white pine, these cones readily open and shed their seeds. Jack pine, these cones are sealed up tight with a resin that's almost like a super glue that holds the seed in place and can for many years. It takes a lot of heat to open these jack pine cones. Often it's a forest fire that melts that resin that holds them tight and allows the seeds to come out. Check out how those cones are still well attached to this old limb, and they're still closed, and they've been on the ground for some time now. During a forest fire, all the competing plant life on top of the soil is burned away, the little trees are burned away, and these seeds, or these cones open, the resin is melted, the seeds dispersed, and when the seeds hit the ground, they have the best chances of survival. Let's take a few of these, put them in this metal tray I've got behind me, and we're going to put them inside our wood furnace and just see how they open up and extract some seeds. While those cones have been warming up in the wood furnace, I got little Betsy the lawn tractor out here for a little pre-season maintenance. And the more maintenance I've done, the more I've discovered that it needs. But you know, this machine was originally purchased in 1995, so that makes it 29 years old. It's cut a lot of grass, covered a lot of ground in that time, so I really can't complain. And I hope with little maintenance and the odd part, that it has many years of service left in it yet. Well, looking at these cones now, isn't it amazing how much they've opened up? If we look at the before picture and the after picture, I find it really interesting how that resin can hold those petals closed for so long, and then after it gets enough heat, we melt the resin, the petals open up, and the seeds disperse. And then we look at how tiny these seeds are, and the little wings that are attached, so that once they fall free from the cone, the wind can pick them up and disperse them widely. Well, let's put them in some plant pots now, and let's see if we can get these seeds to grow. We're going to use some of Canada's favorite potting cups, aka an empty Tim Hortons coffee cup. I'm going to cut them off here with a pair of scissors, poke lots of holes in them with a jackknife so they're well drained, put some soil in from the farm that I've got over there, water them, and we're going to see if we can start some of these seeds. Well folks, we've got 21 little pots of jack pine seeds planted. I am really curious to see how many of them make it. All that's left now is to water them and put them outside and let them take their course. Well folks, I'll make sure to keep you apprised of the journey. And as always, thanks so much for joining me today. And we look forward to seeing you again on Out of the House with Paul.